Whoa, what a day I had. I literally just got back. Was out all day in meetings. Great meetings. It was a day. It was a great day. Great day for Dealcore Properties. Yippee-ki-yay. Welcome, everybody, to the Frankfort Report. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. Thanks for being here. How's it going, everybody? Maybe today I can see my chat. No, I can't. I'm going to have to get the tech department on the line again. Let's see if I can do this properly. I probably can't do this properly. Well, okay. I guess you're here because the thumbnail said recession. And God, if we weren't already in a recession for the last few years, I would say that these tariffs are going to do the trick for sure. And I mean, I wonder, is it possible that we have not been in a recession for the last little while? Does it feel to anybody else out there as if we have been in a recession for the last little while? I don't know about you. Why is it that, I asked my son to fix the chat, and what do I get? No fixed chat, for goddamn sakes. I feel like interacting with the chat yesterday was kind of missing from things. Look, I'm missing a hat. You can see my hair. I have hair. You see that? I got hair. Anyways, I'm going to try and figure out the chat here. Let's see if we can get the tech department on the line and get them to fix this damn thing. Probably not. Let's see. Anyways, I'm sure this is super interesting to everybody right now. And thank you for leaving. Thank you for staying if you're still here. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff today, but mainly, I guess, tariffs. Because why is anybody else thinking about anything? Of course. Okay, not only did he not fix it. Oh, right. He's in the goddamn fucking shower getting ready to go out and didn't do what he was supposed to do. I don't like it. I got to be honest. I don't like it. Well, here we go. We got all kinds of things going on in the news today. We've got Trump and Trudeau going nose to nose, baby. This is beautiful, is it not? Is this theater not just so wonderful to watch? Are you enjoying it as much as I am? I mean, if there isn't anything else to do, we at the very least have the tariff war to keep us entertained and to keep us on our toes, because nobody knows what's going on. I see 1 minute that the tariffs are on. 1 minute there's retaliatory tariffs. 1 minute there's retaliatory to the retaliatory tariffs. 1 minute they're on pause in the auto industry, I think I just saw. This is like a very fluid situation, okay? More fluid than LGBTQ, okay? That's what we're dealing with here. This is a very, 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 with the social media and the people involved and the egos involved, we have a lot of moving parts and a lot of news all of the time. And it's a hell of a job keeping up with this shit, I got to tell you, because every time I feel like I'm onto something, something new happens with these fucking maniacs out there. Okay? And so let's see. What is this saying here? Okay, let's go to our good friend Shazzy. Okay, Shazzy, of course, wants to scare the fucking bejeebas out of all of us, because that's what he's here for, right? Hold on a second here. How am I going to look at the chat? Hopefully, people are here. We're having a good time. Everybody's hello in the chat. Okay, Shazzy Goalie. Hopefully you can see what I'm seeing. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. I'm going to have to trust that I did it right. Trump's tariffs just triggered a Canadian recession. This is what you're all here for, a Canadian recession and a discussion about such. BMO and RBC warn rates will fall faster than the tariffs play out. Ooh. 25% U.S. tariffs on most Canadian imports, 10% on energy. Okay? BMO now predicts 4 consecutive rate cuts, bringing the Bank of Canada rates to 2% by July. Wow. Is that assuming that we're going to have these tariffs still until July? Whoa. Can you imagine what the world is going to feel like if we have this tariff war going on until July? Where are we? March, April, May, June. Holy shit. 4+ months of tariff wars. This is going to not be fun to live through. Especially if you are living paycheck to paycheck or are currently broke or are about to renew and you are thinking you're going to lose your job or something. This is scary. You should not follow Shazzy. You should stay off the internet completely. If you are in a dire situation, you should stay off of social media, close your eyes, put on your blinders, and do what you got to do. Drive a cab or an Uber, cook in the kitchen, clean in the kitchen. Do whatever the fuck you got to do, okay? But don't go on social media. Do not watch this show, especially. Okay. Faster cuts if trade war continues. RBC warns deeper, faster cuts than this. If the rate... This is a very confusing statement, Shazzy. Your job is to confuse and scare us. Markets tanking. TSX and Canadian dollar dropping fast. Recession risk surging. Desjardins predicts economic downturn by mid-2025. Government response uncertain. Fiscal stimulus could fuel inflation. I feel like it's just a bunch of sentences to scare us, one on top of the other. And I don't know that they are making any sense to me. Recession risk surging. Okay. How are we not in a recession, honestly? Like, when was the last time it felt like we weren't in a recession? Okay? Forget about when does it feel like you're in one. When was the last time it felt like you weren't in one? Markets tanking, TSX and Canadian dollar dropping fast. I don't think that's true. Okay, hold on a sec. We're going to look at the Canadian dollar and how fast it's... I got it here. Hold on a sec. Let's go to the Canadian dollar live from... Okay. Now, if you can see my screen, you'll see this is not a tanking of the Canadian dollar. At least today, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. 5 days. This is not a tanking. Okay? So Shazzy, full of shit, once again, playing with our heartstrings. Playing with my emotions. Okay? Shazzy. Why do I follow this guy? Freaking me out. Okay? Shazzy. But, okay, so what else is going on? Okay, what else is going on? Tariffs trigger recession. Rates to drop faster. Did we just talk about rates dropping faster? So why don't we watch this video together then while we're talking about rates dropping faster? Because this guy, and if you're on TikTok or Instagram, you'll know this guy for sure. I don't know. Did I screw this up? One moment, please.
Banks are calling for rates to fall harder and faster, with BMO saying that tariffs could drop rates to 2% by July. This would cause variable mortgage rates to drop more than expected and could continue dropping fixed mortgage rates more too.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, might do this, might do that. Nobody has a clue. Bank of this says it's going to do that. And we all run around like a bunch of morons thinking that we can trust these motherfuckers who certainly cannot be trusted. Especially Shazzy. Shazzy, you cannot be trusted. Rates are going to drop. Tariffs are triggering a recession. It's not good. It's definitely not good. We got everybody running around like chickens without heads around here. This is sad. This I think plays in. I don't think this has to do with tariffs. I think the tariffs I don't think tariffs play into this at all. But somebody I know well made an announcement today. And this guy is like This guy is the number one dude in the world, if you ask me. Okay? In the world. Normally, this is the top rendering guy on definitely this continent, if not the planet. Well, you know, he has been doing it a long time. He has built up a reputation for himself to be the best in the industry. And he charges as such. That is for damn certain. But look at what he announced today. Today, I made the difficult decision to part with a significant number of my team. Oh my God, damn it. Norm, this guy is the most loyal guy you've ever met. He's a great guy, great business, great renderings. It's like truly unbelievable what this guy can do. They are great. They are all great people. We're in it. We're it. Okay. Let's rewind a moment, please. Let me do that again. Were it not for current market conditions, I would never let a single one of them go. We spent years finding them and training them up. You see what people put, the amount, people don't realize, you know, when you're bouncing from job to job, you don't realize what we as business owners have to put into training people, okay? You think you know everything already. Most of you are useless fucking turds, to be quite honest, not to be rude. But look, he spent years finding them and training them up. These are the best artists and project management professionals in Canadian rendering industry. Okay? I will vouch for them. Okay, so why a significant, a significant number of his team. And this is what's happening, right? Stores are closing, businesses are going bankrupt, investors are bailing, right? And then you got big companies that have nothing to do right now because who's doing renderings other than me right now? Who in the world? Who's yelling? Stop it! Who's doing renderings right now for fuck's sakes, okay? Except for me and a couple of other people, nobody's doing renderings right now for anything because nobody is launching sales on anything right now, okay? So, people are doing what they have to do to stay profitable or to stay in business until the storm settles, until people figure out how to make their deals work, and it's going to be a while. I got a feeling they're going to be at a smaller size for quite some time. So, anyways, what do we got? We got the White House is panicking over Trump's economic disaster. Whoa, and is hinting at reducing tariffs. So, is this true? Let's see. What do I got here for us? Breaking. Okay, Brian Allen. I don't know who Brian Allen actually is. Who's Brian Allen? Swinging a sledgehammer at the status quo. Okay, so he's just a commentator. Okay. The White House is panicking over Trump's economic disaster class and is now hinting at reducing tariffs on Canada. That would be good. That was quick. But Canada... ? What? They just told Trump to kick rocks. That sounds like something Trudeau would say. Kick rocks, Trump. Kick rocks, Donald. Trudeau says they're not lifting a damn thing unless all of Trump's tariffs are gone. Trump thought he could bully Canada into submission, but now he's backpedaling while Ottawa stands its ground. Looks like his genius trade war is already blowing up in his face, and Canada isn't having it. Is this a real thing? Do you believe this? Is this actually going on, Brian Allen? What do you guys think? What's going on in the chat? Is anything happening in the chat? Let's see. Sheridan Forbes is here, everybody. Welcome, Sheridan Forbes, the best baseball name in town. Dumb Money, unfortunately, you're here again to bust my balls, spell my name wrong, love Steve Karish, and make everybody question who you are related to. Rose Overdose in the house. You were supposed to leave forever, and you have been here the entire time. Thank you for being here. Kyle Gregory, welcome. Jim Usk, sup all. Jim Usk in the house. Who else we got? Jim, am I saying that right? Gim Usk? Jim Usk? Gimisk. Yes, Rose. Okay, Jim Usk. Jeff O'Toole, way back. Doug Ford is putting the booze back on the shelves. Is that a fact? Can you imagine? That we already bought that stuff. Unless that was unless it's on credit, right? We're taking purchased product off the shelf, which is kind of a little bit stupid. Tariffs are a bluff, says Jim Usk. Okay. Who else is here? We got Jim, Jeff, Ahmed Yagub. Yakub. Canada's getting liquidated. Sale. Jay Blair is here. Jay Blair is an interesting duck. That's for damn sure. Hey, Jay. How's it going? Mr. Potato Head is here. Where's the banana? Bananas are at most a one-a-day thing, and I did it earlier. I did my banana earlier in the day. One a day is good. More than one a day, not so good. Bank of Canada is owned by some people, LOL, says Ahmed Yagub. Okay, that's good. Ask Darryl. He knows the legal owner on record of the Bank of Canada. Jay Blair is stirring shit up, bro. I know. Jay Blair sends me some pretty interesting documentation. There are some interesting things going on in the underbelly of Canada that, according to Jay Blair and his crazy lawsuits. B. Viner, oh boy, here we go. Hello, how are you? Email the White House, I did. Whoa, Jay Blair off the rails, and so is the show. Well, it looks like there's a lively bunch in the chat, so thanks for being here. We got a lot of stuff to go over still, and we are talking about, are we talking about a recession? Or are we just resigned to the fact that we're just in one? And we've probably been in one for a long friggin' time. Okay, so Shazzy freaked us out. Rates are dropping faster. A friend of mine is letting people go. Another friend of mine is closing a location for his store. Another friend of mine, it's not good. There's not good stories. What else do we got here? So let's see. We saw that one. There's somebody else talking about the U.S. thinking about reversing the tariffs. Let's see what he says. Brian Krasenstein. I'm guessing Brian is Jewish. I'm not being rude. I can say that because I'm Jewish. And it says Stein at the end of his name. Good chance. Look at that guy. Look, does that guy? That's a Jewish boy right there. That's a good Jewish boy. Krasenstein, the Jewish boy. Okay, ready? Breaking. As the White House suggests they may reduce some Canadian tariffs, Canada says they will not end recent tariffs unless all Trump tariffs are lifted. It seems like Trump is starting to regret his tariff implementation already, and Canada isn't having it. Are these real statements? Is this real news? Is this from something? Is this really going on? Do we believe that they're already thinking about caving to Canada? This doesn't sound right to me. Does this sound right to you? Can you imagine a world where the United States caves to Canada on anything? I don't see it. And Trump is like coming out swinging today on Truth Social, right? I got an email here. I'm sorry. All kinds of stuff like happened today. And quite honestly, I didn't have enough time to prepare because I'm very busy. Okay, we got this. We got this I need. One moment, please. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. I promise. I'm just getting organized for all of you, okay? That's the goddamn truth. And it's not going so well at all. Okay, here. This I think I need too. This is the one I'm looking for. Yes, it is. And here we go. Okay, everybody. Thanks for being here. If you're here, hit the button. Any button except the one that makes you leave here. Breaking. Everything's breaking, including Canada. We're broken. We are fucking broken, bro. Donald Trump says that Justin Trudeau is trying to use this issue of tariffs to stay in power after Trudeau couldn't tell him when the next Canadian election will be in a phone call held between the two on Wednesday afternoon. That is interesting, right? Look at this. President Trump accuses Justin Trudeau of using this tariff war as a desperate attempt to hold on to power. Justin Trudeau of Canada. He didn't call him the senator. No, what are we calling him these days? Senator Trudeau called me to ask what could be done about tariffs. I told him that many people have died from fentanyl that came through the borders of Canada and Mexico, and nothing has convinced me that it has stopped. He said, it's gotten better. But I said, that's not good enough, Justin. The call ended in a somewhat friendly manner. Justin, you're a moron. Get your shit together. Go fuck yourself. This is how it ended. He was unable to tell me when the Canadian election is taking place, which made me curious. Like, what's going on here? I then realized he's trying to use this issue to stay in power. Good luck, Justin. Good luck staying in power? Oh, shit. See, I shouldn't have switched the screen. I had one more thing to show you. Okay, one more thing. Let's get the back up on the screen. Let's get it back up. Okay. Justin Trudeau's call with Donald Trump looks like it was a total disaster. Disaster. I'm working on it. I know it's so bad. I feel like it used to be better, my impression of Trump, and it's just slowly going off the rails. If I do a word here or there, sometimes it sounds good. Not so good. Hey, I want somebody to call in today. Dumb money, call in for God's sakes. Rose, somebody call in, okay? Call me on WhatsApp. It would be great. This is the time. Now is the time. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you have to say. Call in on WhatsApp, 416-818-8143. Or go to my website, dealcoreproperties.com, and click on the contact where it says WhatsApp. Let's go. Somebody call in. Don't be shy. Don't be a vagine. Let's go. We don't need vagines. We got enough of them running the country. Okay. So Donald Trump says, let's make this bigger for all of you. Is that better? Maybe I'm going to bury half of it now. For anyone who's interested, governor. What did I say? Senator? Governor. For anyone who's interested, I also told Governor Justin Trudeau of Canada that he largely caused the problems we have with them because of his weak border policies, which allowed tremendous amounts of fentanyl. How was that? That was pretty good. I feel like that was okay. I feel like that was like some of my best work. And illegal aliens to pour into the United States. These policies are responsible for the death of many people. Okay? So I think this was the previous one I read, so we don't need to read it. So we're good. So Donald Trump throwing bombs at the bitch in charge of Canada, and that's where we're at. These guys are kind of throwing things back and forth. Did we do this one? Yeah, we did this one. We did this one. We did this one. So these boys are digging in their heels, it looks like, right? And you got, our buddy, what's his name? Doug Ford. Doug Ford is not fucking around, is he? What is this stuff here? What's going on here? Check this out. Did anybody else hear about this? Auto sector tariffs on hold for 30 days. Live updates on the trade war here. Okay, let's see. U.S. Secretary of State to attend G7 meeting in Quebec next week. Okay. I don't really want to hear this Jolie's voice if we can avoid it. Tariff. Okay. U.S. frustration could boost Quebec tourism by $1.5 billion. What the fuck? Things are very, very fluid. See, I told you. Fluid. Like a transvestite kind of fluid. TSX. Okay. What does this have to do with tariffs? Where's the tariff update? Ontario measures won't be lifted by Ford. See, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking for. Trade war. None of this is what I'm looking for. Let me see if I can find it because I think it's good. But did anybody hear that the auto sector tariffs are on hold for 30 days? Is this a thing? Is this a bloody thing, friends? Is this a thing? Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Where did I put it? God damn, fuck's sakes. Auto tariffs on hold. Okay, we talked about that. Not this. This we don't want. This we don't want yet. Here we go. This is what we want. This is what we need. Hold on. Let me cue this up for us. You patient people. You wonderfully patient people. D. Trent is back. Because we got tariffs, we got D. Trent. This is how it works around here. What is up, D. Trent? I think we had you back yesterday, actually, now that I think about it. So welcome back once again. No compromise on tariffs. Ontario, look at this guy. This guy's a gangster.
Says 30-day reprieve. That gives them a chance to start, lining things up.
Is he talking about the 30-day reprieve on the automobile sector? Is that what he's talking about? What is he talking about? It just starts there.
When someone says 30-day reprieve, that gives them a chance to start, lining things up and planning their next move. And as we all know that what the president says today may change tomorrow. We've seen this pattern. The goalposts change constantly.
He looks like pretty stressed out, doesn't he? He looks older than he did yesterday.
With Secretary Lutnick yesterday, and I gather that was a pretty tense conversation. He wanted you to tone it down, and you said...
Somebody's calling in. This is fantastic. Somebody is calling in. Except, let's see how this works. We're already on the share. Hello? Is somebody
Darryl.
there? Hello. Who's this?
It's Jeff.
Jeff? Jeff
How are you?
O'Toole?
Yeah, that's him.
Holy shit. You have a voice. You're a real person.
I am a real guy.
How are you?
We chatted once already.
Yeah, as I said that, I kind of remembered that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
sure.
you for calling again. You are one of the only brave souls that are able and willing to do this. So I salute you.
You made the call, and I decided to answer the call.
You made the call. I made the call. You made the call. You answered the call. And then I answered the call. And here we are. Okay. Jeff rocks, says Dumb Money. That guy's bothering me. Does he bother you? Are you?
Yeah, he's a little annoying.
He's a little annoying. What about D. Trent? What do you think about D. Trent?
No, D. Trent and I are blood brothers.
You guys are blood brothers. All right. So tell me, what do you got on your mind, sir? Add to the show because it needs some help. That's for goddamn sure.
So have you noticed that we got the federal government, we got the provincial government, we got the municipal governments running around with their heads cut off. The new president of the United States has decided just to cause all this chaos, and everyone under the sun is taking the hook, taking the bait, taking all the abuse that Trump's throwing out, and it's like we hired Doug Ford, which under normal circumstances would never get elected. We hired Trudeau for 9 years, all okay to keep this guy around, and we're now saying, hey, well, why are we like in a vacuum of leadership here?
Mm-hmm.
These guys, they couldn't negotiate their way out of a paper bag.
Well, And so here we are, and it seems like we can't do anything about it. It seems like we have no options here. We have no government. We have a guy that stepped down who just refuses to disappear. We've got that Indian guy, what's his name? Jagmeet Singh, who just wants to constantly stick his fist in places it shouldn't be to all of us, right? Look, did you see what Jagmeet's talking about today or yesterday?
Yeah, he's going on about extending EI out into the, once you hit EI, you're indefinitely going to go on EI.
Right?
That's his big move.
Just throw money at the problem. Just throw money instead of taking the time to maybe meet with some other leaders in some other countries or some other provinces and make some deals across the country. We have this fucking moron just really coming up with the best idea of printing us into oblivion, I suppose, is what's going to happen, right? So how does that work, though? Like, how does it work in the market? If so, okay. We got the banks so far telling us that we're going to have deep rate cuts to deal with the tariffs until July. Okay, they're prognosticating. We've got all these egomaniacs throwing all these threats at each other on both sides of the border. We've got nobody buying any real estate. We've got most people freaking out on both sides of the border. None of the people give a shit. Like nobody in the populace wants to be in a fight with the states. So we got all these leaders running amok on both sides. What happens to us? What happens to the real estate market in Canada if this drags on until July?
So you can disregard what all these politicians are saying, because what they're saying absolutely means nothing. They get out there, they've got a constituency of people that they have to prop up, and with us heading into an election, they'll say anything to anybody for anything. What you have to watch is the bond market. The bond market tells all. If the bond market is going to throw a fit, which it hasn't yet, which I'm surprised it hasn't, because what you haven't seen is the Bank of Canada come out and say, hey, we're going to drop rates. And like when COVID came on, they came out, they were within a day or two saying we're going to drop rates, and they were dropping rates fast and furious, right? We've got a situation where GDP can be cut 3%. That's what they're saying, 3%. I think it'll be more, but it could, who knows? And unemployment goes up over 10%. So under normal circumstances, the Bank of Canada would be rushing to the podium, and they haven't said anything, not one peep out of the bond market, out of the Bank of Canada yet. The bond market hasn't reacted yet, but it will. The rates are coming down because everything normal is supposed to, everything seems to be going normally, that policymakers won't go out and blow their brains out. And Trudeau hasn't come out and said, hey, we're going to do a huge stimulus package. The guy at the turban on, all he said is, well, we're going to extend EI out. And Doug Ford has put away the playbook that we're going to have this huge stimulus package. So the bond market is somebody's gone to these guys and said, hey, listen, if you start threatening huge stimulus packages, they're going to the bond market's not going to have a good time with that. Now, if we start seeing rates going up over 4%, they're at 2.5 now. But if they start pushing upwards, because these guys these idiot guys, if they start pushing stimulus packages, that bond market's going to start taking off. Mm-hmm. So I don't see any of these. I don't see any big stimulus packages coming. I don't see big rate cuts. These guys have been talked to. I don't think that they're gonna do what they did during COVID. I don't think they have the ability to do it.
Well, from the rhetoric, it certainly sounds like a lot of them want to do it. And a lot of them are making promises to do it. And a lot of them want to, even I think Ford wants to protect the workers. It'll be damn interesting to see if these tariffs stick around for a while. I mean, we're already seeing impacts from even threats of tariffs. I mean, they've only been, has anybody even paid a tariff yet today, for God's sakes? Like, it just started yesterday. You know what I mean? I don't even think anybody even knows really exactly what is being tariffed and what isn't, and what I'm sure there's plenty of lawyers and accountants working on how to get around these tariffs. But anyways, I think you're right. Bond market, it hasn't really reacted much to this yet because they don't even know what's going to happen next. If they are following the same stuff we're following, they see 1 minute they're on, 1 minute they're paused, 1 minute they're not coming, the next minute they're double. And then now the auto sector's off the hook. It's all just a bunch of craziness. I think it's designed to be a little bit of crazy, but you're right. At least for now, you're right. The bond market needs to decide what the fuck they think is going on here, and they need to react, and then we'll see what happens. How long do you think this can go on for without us or them really breaking?
I don't think the tariffs can last anything longer than 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
That would be fucking great if they only lasted for 2 weeks.
I'm usually a pessimistic guy. I don't think he's taken the tariffs off on the auto industry. That was the biggest problem. But the tentacles, the blowback that's going to happen over the next week or two, nobody knows what's actually going to happen here, because if plants start shutting down, if the trading doesn't go smoothly, because everything comes across the border to and fro, if you put a 25% tariff on it, orders will all stop. People will just say, hey, you know what, we'll stop the order until we figure out what's going on here, because Trump's he's sort of a little bit malleable, so he's like, well, anyone that's gonna either take possession of an order, they'll just say, hey, leave it there until we figure this out. So
yeah, I mean, if you think you can wait a week or two, that's one thing. Yeah. But I mean, months is another thing. Okay, well, listen, Jeff, thanks for calling in. Right, Feel free to call in anytime.
Wait a second here. Just one last question.
Okay, better be interesting, because I'm getting ready to cut you off, buddy.
4,000 sales on Treb today. What do you think? 27%, 28% down.
You want to go there? Hold on a sec. Let me pull something up. You're gonna have to witness me doing this live. Hold on one moment, please. Where did I put it? Okay, here we go. Wild numbers out there. Let's see. Let's take Daniel Foch's perspective on the numbers first. Get them up here. Okay, what did you want to talk about with the numbers?
So if numbers are down 29% year over year on the Treb system, do you think this is just a blip because of the Trump craziness, or do you think that this is the numbers have been going down consistently over the last 6 months? Do you think this is just a blip, or do you think that everyone's going to get scared off and it's going to cite something else up? You think this will spark, if the spring season doesn't go, does it just KO the whole entire thing?
It's a good question. I'm going to hang up on you and then I'm going to answer it. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate the call. Thanks. If anybody else wants to call, now is a good time. Okay, so Jeff wants to know if these sales are a blip on the radar or something bigger. And I think first of all, year over year change, you know how I feel about it. I don't give a shit about year over year. I care about month over month, and I want to see which way things are going. And I don't even know. I think month over month wasn't even that bad. I got to double check. I know it's here somewhere, but we are fundamentally going to be a different real estate market, okay? We have fundamentally been a different real estate market for the last several years. We transitioned from much, much, much low-rise, single-family sprawl to very dense, very tiny, very packed in high-rises and condos. And the swing went crazily towards the condos, at least here in Toronto, probably for the most part in the country. Okay, I know in Toronto, we probably went like 80% condo. And so that whole thing is unraveling, right? And so I think the fact that we in this environment have 4,000 sales in a month is still a pretty fluid market. And you got to look at what is actually selling, and you got to compare it to the mix of what was selling before. So not that I'm trying to put a bullish spin on this thing, okay? Because it certainly doesn't look good. Although the 2.2% average price from a year ago, that is very stable, I would say. Houses being on the market for I don't know which is the right stat, LDOM or PDOM. I don't know what the fucking difference is. But if we look at the one that we generally look at, the PDOM, it's roughly the same as it was last month. If you have to wait 43 days to sell your house, that's on average of $1 million, then I would say, okay, let me know how much it sold for 43 days from now, knowing that it could be 60 days or it could be 20 days. Okay. The house around the corner from me, like I told you yesterday, that thing sold lickety fucking split. That thing went fast. Thank God. And it went for a good buck. Thank God. So, but what I see is that the product that's in demand, okay? So the good stuff, the houses, the spacious finished stuff, the stuff that doesn't need a renovation job of $500,000, and the stuff that isn't priced by some drunk, crazy stone person that is on the verge of bankruptcy and needs a really ridiculous number in order to be satisfied with the sale price. Well, I feel like the market is still moving, and it really shouldn't be it shouldn't be at all. Okay. Other than my projects, this thing should be at a standstill. Okay. Because there's just not that much that is available that people actually fucking want. So anyways, you got me on this tangent now about the sales stats, and we can do it because I was planning on doing it anyways. And maybe I'll get back to whatever the hell I was talking about. But we got our buddy Dan Foch, who we have not talked to on a show for a long time. It's been a long time. Sales down 27%. Okay, keep in mind, Daniel Foch is as bearish as you get. New listings up slightly. And the reason I'm doing this is we're going to compare it to Shazzy's version, okay? Both bears, both very bearish gentlemen, okay? But new listings up slightly. Active listings up 76%. Holy fucking Christ. That's a big number. That is crazyville. That's a big number. That's a lot of listings compared to the year before. Nominal prices down 2.2%. Real house prices down 4 to 5%. Okay. Days on market continue to climb. Spring buyers market, in my opinion. Well, okay, that's good. And then let's go to Shazzy's version of the same numbers, right? Because this is one of the points that I keep trying to make, is that I guess depending on what or who you follow, it affects your mood and your decisions and how you are in the world, right? And what you do on the planet, right? So if you're following this Shazzy guy and no one else, you're going to be fucked up. Listen, Toronto RE is in free fall. Okay, we're talking about the exact same stats here. Sales plummeting 27.4%. Active listings exploding 76%. Prices slipping, right? Days on market dragging longer. Buyers aren't biting. Sellers are getting desperate. The market is drowning in inventory. This isn't a slowdown. It's the start of a reckoning. Excuse me. That was just horribly rude, wasn't it? It's in me. It's got to come out. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about that. So the numbers are not great, folks. That's the truth. They're not, if it depends on what you're looking at, okay? If you're in the condo market, it's not good. If you want to live in a shoe box or a dog crate condo, this is a beautiful opportunity. You have all the choices in the world. But if you don't, it's not easy. If you want to find a nice house, like there's not that much to choose from. If you're looking for a house in a particular area that doesn't need a renovation, that has a decent amount of space, there's not that many of them, right? If you want a piece of shit house that's super overpriced, there's a lot of that inventory that you can have. But good house, good area, reasonably priced, the way you want it, finished, and in the area that you're looking, it's really there's not that much inventory. That's the goddamn truth. Okay, so let's see. Do we have anything interesting going on in the chat before I get to some important stuff? What's going on in the chat? Jeff is an island boy. Okay. Is Jeff an island boy? Jeff is the only brave person that has called in numerous times. I like that. I like the call-in thing. This is the only Canadian, whatever the fuck show this is, kind of show this is, that does call-ins, I believe. And I'm sure everybody will start to copy it because that's what happens, especially if you're on the Tom Story show. You copy everything that I do, okay? Because I'm a G, bro, and everybody copies me. Did somebody make fun of my hair? Did I see somebody saying something about my hair? Darryl, can you play that Incredible Hulk video in your video from this morning? I loved it. That's a great idea. Do all of you guys follow the morning videos? Do you watch the morning videos that my son puts together? They're fucking hilarious. Was somebody making fun of my goddamn hair? I feel like somebody said that I looked like I put my finger in a socket or something, you bastards. Anyways, you want to see that video from this morning? We can do that. Let's pull up the video from this morning. Let's check it out. How do I find it? YouTube Studio. Let's go over to content. Let's go to videos. I think it was this one. The timeline that is possible. Let me find that part. Here. It's right here. Let's do a little lead up. Just think that the timeline that is possible for this to be a benefit to the United States, unless the whole plan is to just, bully everyone into submission.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Puny God.
This. Did you like that? Did you like that, D. Trent? There you go. Your wish is my command. For being such a loyal patron of the show, dare I say fan of the show, D. Trent? Dare I say fan of the show? There you go. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do it. Every morning, 6:30, you get a funny video too, on top of, hearing what's inside my brain for an hour a day. What could be better? Okay, so can we get back to the war against the United States that we are currently in? Can I go back to that thing, or do we not want to talk about that? Because there's a lot of other stuff going on that we could talk about. Literally nothing. There's nothing else going on. Actually, this is going on. Do we want to talk about this? Okay, here. This is important. I think this is important. It has to do with the tariffs, and I'm sorry if you're tariffed out. But what else is important right now? Other than the Epstein list or the JFK files, those are important things that we would like to talk about. Epstein client list. Don't we all want to know what's going on there? Danielle Smith stated that Alberta will not impose counter tariffs on its energy exports to the United States. I thought that she said yesterday that she was behind the federal retaliation. I thought that she was behind the plan. I thought that she was going to be a team player, Danielle Smith. But no, she's on a different page. This is going to lead to... We're going to lose Alberta, everybody. We got to talk about this. We're going to lose Alberta. Can you imagine? Okay, Smith said Alberta won't impose counter tariffs on energy exports, calling them an essential product for American consumers and businesses, while noting that the daily flow of 4.3 million barrels will continue, albeit at a higher cost. Daniel Smith is literally the only person in Canadian politics who has any understanding of what they're up against. Alberta ought to thank God every single day that she is at the helm. I think that's what it's supposed to say. But let's talk about this, because that guy yesterday, that fat fuck yesterday, lawyer guy with the cowboy hat, remember that guy? He was talking about seceding from Canada and being stated. Is that how he put it? He wanted to become a state. And so I think we need to talk about this, friends, because Alberta seems to be contemplating this idea of leaving the country. And can you imagine? I mean, they're a pretty good revenue source for the country. And I was asking yesterday, or was I thinking in my sleep? Who was I talking to? But why the fuck does Alberta think that it's theirs? They might be the closest to it. They may be the ones that are allowed to work on it and deal with it. But that oil is Canada's, bro. That's all of ours. So fuck off, okay? Just like, this whatever's going on in Ontario, okay? All the stuff that happens here is Canadian, okay? It's not Ontarian. It's Canadian, okay? So fuck off, Alberta, and you thinking that you can leave and take the oil. We're going to fuck you up over here, okay? You're not taking the oil, honestly. You think you can really take our fucking oil? Like, I don't understand. And then I watched a video today where they were contemplating the idea of not only Alberta leaving, but Alberta and Saskatchewan. So in one fell swoop, we lose oil, we lose potash, we lose wheat and soy, and we lose fennel. A lot of fennel coming out of Saskatchewan. And these motherfuckers, okay, Alberta, it's like literally all of the goddamn oil, guys. Like, it can't happen. What would happen? See, it's a power struggle. It's a power grab. Everybody is grabbing and struggling for more power right now, right? Alberta wants an offer. Well, Alberta wants everyone in Canada to think that they're going to leave, okay? Right? Like, we don't need you. We're Alberta. We got the oil. We're just going to fucking take our oil, pack up, and leave. And you guys can go. You can deal with Quebec on your own. Right? You can deal with all the fucking fraud in BC. Right? You can deal with all the French fucking bullshit. Did you hear that? Could you hear that? I felt like I sounded like a duck there for a sec. Underneath my tongue went like squishy, like made a sound. Did you hear that? Anyways, you deal with fucking. Okay, we got the East Coast. Okay, we got the islands out there. They do nothing. Maybe some seafood. Okay. We got Vancouver and British Columbia. What are they? They got trees. Everybody's got trees. Okay. Trees and mushrooms. And a bunch of fraud money. Okay. A bunch of casinos and fraudsters. And fentanyl labs. The fuck? Nobody needs BC. Ontario, we are the center of the universe. We can do whatever we want, but everybody's doing what we tell them to do, and that's just the way it's going to be. Am I wrong? Is anything happening in the comments section anymore? Or are we just like so focused on what I'm saying that we are smitten and stuck and nobody is doing anything? It's the same few people, no likes, no comments, nothing going on. Anyways, so there's that. Okay, so Danielle Smith is saying, we're not doing it your way. We're not charging extra. Fuck you, the rest of Canada. And I don't like that. I used to like you, Danielle Smith. I thought you were a team player. I like Dougie's approach. I like taking all the booze off the shelves, even though it makes us look like a bunch of morons. I like threatening to turn off the power with a smile on my face. I like that. Those are real cards, bro. Those are real cards. You don't have the cards is not the case. Not here in Canada. We got some cards, okay? We can stop the flow of all kinds of stuff, right? We can stop the flow. Here, check this out. What a segue. You know what? I am prepared. I am super prepared. I am so super prepared that I can't even believe how prepared I am right now. How that blended and meshed together? It's like watching genius unfold in front of you. You're watching genius live. Doug Ford to withhold nickel from U.S. battery supply chain. Ooh. Okay, so Ford is just fucking throwing everything at the wall right now, right? Fuck you and your booze. We don't need your Jack Daniels. We don't need your Woodford Estates. We don't need your Bullet. We don't need your basically everything that is made there. We don't need any of it. Okay? No booze. We're going to cut off your power and no more nickel. So you can't make any more batteries for your fucking everything. Okay? Speaking on NBC's Meet the Press, Ontario Premier Doug Ford has stated his intention to disrupt the U.S. battery supply chain by stockpiling Canadian nickel, baby. You can't fuck around with nickel. You can't fuck around with Canada. We'll turn off your fucking power, right? We'll turn off your fucking power. Don't fuck with Doug Ford. That guy will do it with a smile on his face, the bastard. We'll respond strongly, and we don't want to, on the critical minerals. I will stop shipments going into the U.S. for nickel. It will shut down manufacturing. Too many Trump impressions today. Oh, I'm dying. Call 911 if I have a heart attack. Call 911. Okay. So we're holding back everything. We are putting it all on the table. I'm okay. Don't worry about it. In the chat, don't worry about it. It's okay. Nobody's chatting. What the hell's going on over there? Chat. Somebody chat, God damn it. Dude, put something up on the screen. Do something. Know your part in this, guys. Okay, so Canada fighting back. Oh my God. If you guys knew what I just did here in the background. I lost all my notes, everybody. The show must end right now. Okay, I found them. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. We're good. Everything's good. Okay. Who is this? Oh, I see. Okay, I'm missing a call. It's okay. There's nothing more important than this live stream. So, whereas Danielle Smith is stating that Alberta is going to go a different route. Okay, they're going to do things a little differently. We've got China. China is taking a different approach than Canada. That's for sure. The Chinese embassy in the United States has put out this tweet. If war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, we're ready to fight till the end. Them's fighting words. That's for damn sure, right? What is this? Spokesperson of China? Follow us to know more about China's diplomacy. The fentanyl issue is a flimsy excuse to raise U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports. Ooh, they're calling bullshit on President Trump and the United States with their fentanyl bullshit. Canada did it too, and then all of a sudden we had all these giant fentanyl busts. Made it look like we were full of shit. Our countermeasures to defend our rights and interests are fully legitimate and necessary. Countermeasures? What countermeasures? The U.S., not anyone else, is responsible for the fentanyl crisis inside the U.S. In the spirit of humanity and goodwill towards the American people, we have taken robust steps to assist the U.S. Okay, so China's not fucking around. Canada's not fucking around. Nobody, Mexico's not fucking around. I don't know if you saw Mexico's response to things, but they're saying that the fentanyl problem is also the United States and that it's just a bunch of bullshit. So what are they doing? What is the purpose of all this? Most of the people on there, like, right? The markets are not thinking it's the best move in the world, right? The stock market is going to shit. Canadian dollar's not going to shit. So the markets are like, hold on a sec, right? Are the markets going, hold on a sec? What's going on here? Maybe Canada's going to be okay? No. Yeah? No. Yeah? Canada's going to be okay? Are we stronger than we think we are? Do our leaders actually know what they're doing? Could Trudeau get voted back in because he beat the big bad orange wolf from the United States at his own game? Could we end up with another Liberal government here in Canada because the Liberal government beat the United States in a tariff war? Could we be heading in this direction? Please say it ain't so. Please, somebody say it ain't so. I need you, somebody, to say it ain't so. I think it's possible. That's fucked. Apparently, the Liberal government is gaining ground on the Conservative Party with regards to the prime ministership. Is that a real thing? I don't know. But it's not good, folks. None of it's good. None of it's fun. None of it's exciting. Well, it's pretty exciting. It's not exciting if you're affected by it. It's not exciting if you lost your job today working at the rendering place. Because who the fuck is hiring rendering guys right now? I guess there's going to be a whole bunch of guys on Fiverr soon offering rendering services. Who the hell is going to hire guys for rendering? This I